I'm never coming back for another video. Oh, and by the way, I cheated on her today.
My family calls it my superpower. It's my ability to see value in things that other people might overlook. Sometimes I go picking with my boyfriend, sometimes it's my best friend Sue, and sometimes it's my kids. But at the end of the day, it's all about having fun and hopefully just maybe making a profit. Out on the table here, I have everything from yesterday's shopping video with Andrew, where we went to Community Aid and we got a ton of goodies. We spent a total of $113, which is probably, I think, the most we've ever spent at Community Aid.
Yeah, I think that's, you know, honestly, I think that's the most we've spent on any thrifting trip.
That's not true. We went to Goodwill once and spent $100 and something.
Yeah.
It was like a huge haul. We were there for 3 hours and spent $100.
It was like 120 something though. So
yeah,
it wasn't,
so it was pretty close.
Yeah, it wasn't much more.
Our second greatest spend on a haul. But we got some really awesome stuff. So right now we're going to talk about what we paid for stuff and what we expect to get for it either on Etsy or on eBay. So
I have to tell you, this is probably one of my favorite shopping trips. We've got some killer stuff on this trip.
We do. I'm excited. So let's talk about it. I guess I'm going first because you went first last time. All right.
Here, get these out of the way.
Yeah, okay. So I picked up 2 crochet blankets. And crochet is just so across the board. It's really hard to just put a value on it. So I usually let my buyers put a value on it and I will put it up for auction on eBay. I'm gonna kind of let them decide what the value is. But I picked up this crocheted blanket because I liked how tight it was. And I also liked that it was kind of felted.
Yeah.
And
nice.
so that makes me think that it's wool. And wool is warm. And I don't know, I liked it. I mean, it is kind of just straight lines, but I like the fact that it's a little bit felted. So that was the first one. I've already washed them. They're all clean. I will probably be listing them shortly. The other one was this one. And I don't know what it was about this.
It's got that like Native American look to it.
It does. It was just so
Southwest,
fun.
Yeah.
I mean, you see so many of the crochet blankets that are just straight lines or they're like squares, but this one is just
it's got nice pattern. Yeah, it's got a nice pattern to it. It's eye appeal. It's attractive.
Absolutely. So I grabbed this one too. They'll both be up on eBay and we'll see how they do. So that's usually what I do with crochet stuff because there's really not a whole lot. I'm not at the point yet where I could say, well, this is worth this and this is worth that. So we'll just throw it up and see what it does. Also, I've got, let's talk about this cake plate. I've got this cake dome. I liked it. It's a satin glass, so it's kind of a frosted looking glass. I believe that these are actually decals. I don't believe that they're painted.
You know, regardless, I was eyeballing that myself when we were walking through the first time, and
it's a nice piece.
It is. It would make for a nice table centerpiece.
Absolutely. Paid $6 for this. I would probably expect to get, I don't know, $25 to $35 for it, depending on whether I decide to list it on eBay or Etsy. But that's probably where it'll go. Yeah. Also, speaking of cake stuff, I also got this cake plate. Now this is Anchor Hawking, I do believe. Paid $3 for this. It's got these this gold fleur-de-lis kind of pattern on it. It's not a very tall cake plate. It's kind of
it's short, like maybe 3 inches tall tops, but we were discussing the color. It's more of like a cream color. It's not
a milk glass.
Right.
It kind of almost made me think Alicite, which is a light pink, but it's not Alicite. It's just
really nice cream colored glass.
So this would probably sell between, I want to say, again, $25 to $35 for this.
And the gold accent matches that color really well.
Absolutely. So I love picking up cake plates, and some of them can go for quite a bit of money. Like the Fenton ones, those are always really good to find. These aren't Fenton, but I always have my eye open for the Fenton ones. Now I did pick up this $3 Northwood. It's the bottom of a jar. I have an obsession with Carnival Glass, and I usually resist, but I also usually don't find really nice pieces of Carnival Glass at the thrift stores. So what I'm looking at here is it has really heavy iridescence to it. A lot of the times I'll pick up the Marigold Carnival Glass that has like literally no iridescence, and I'll tell you guys, steer clear of this stuff. What you're looking for, what you want to look for, is this really heavy iridescence. That's usually a sign that you might be onto something good. Might be onto something good. The next thing is the pattern, and there are hundreds of patterns. And some companies would buy the patterns from the companies that went out of business. So there's companies that share patterns, and it's so complicated. But
buy the book before the Carnival Glass.
If you can get it cheap enough, you can make a profit on it. This piece, I don't know if it's gonna end up in my cabinet with the rest of my Carnival Glass for $3, or if I'm gonna end up listing it because it doesn't have a lid. It's just kind of a sad piece, but I liked the iridescence. It's got this oily sheen to it, and that's what I like about Carnival Glass. And Carnival Glass, fun fact, was one of my first big scores as a picker. It was a Carnival Glass bonbon, and I bought it for $5 at a yard sale, and I flipped it for $350.
I did very well one time with a large jar, and it had the lid, but the lid had a big bunch of grapes on it. It was like $125 I got for that jar.
How many years ago?
Quite a few.
Yeah, that's the thing with Carnival Glass, is the market has absolutely dropped out the bottom. I say it was my first big score. That was 7 years ago. That same bonbon dish I think sells now for like $25. So I made $350 on it back then, but now the price has just dropped. So for a collector, Carnival Glass is great, and if you can get it cheap enough, you can still make money on it, but you're not going to make what you made, years ago. So all right, what else did I get? I got this purse. I got this, I want to say it's vintage. It's vintage, right, Andrew? I paid $6 for this purse. It might not be. It's Albert Nippon. I don't know.
I don't know. You can look up the patent on the lock. That might help.
Just too much work. It has a vintage look to it, and that's why I grabbed it. It's really clean and really nice. It actually doesn't even hardly look used, honestly. Look at that liner. I don't even know if that was used, Andrew.
Buckle's gold gilded.
Yeah, it's a really nice purse.
It's got the most minor amount of wear on the buckle.
Yeah, and the liner barely has any wear at all. So it's probably just hardly ever used.
And there's no cracks in the strap or the leather or anything.
But this would probably go from $20 to $25 is probably what I'm thinking for this. I did look up the designer, so that's what it goes for. Now, my last item would be this. What is in the box? You guys know what's in the box if you watch the video. It is a little pin. I love picking up naughty cat pins. Normally, it's a goldfish, and the cat is like leaning over the goldfish bowl, and some of those can be worth money. But in this case,
it's a cat with the toilet paper. Oh, that's cool.
It's a cat playing with toilet paper, and every cat lover knows that cats love boxes and toilet paper. So I really like this. It is marked Danecraft, one or the other. But I'm not sure how much this is going to sell for.
We should research that a little better, see if we can find something comparable.
But this one will probably go up on eBay because there's a lot of people interested, and I know if I put it up on Etsy, it'll sell it so quickly, and I'd like to give people a fair shot at it.
Yeah.
So I'll probably list it up on eBay for a low starting price, really low, and then everybody can just decide, what it's worth. But I paid $10 for it, so
I think it was worth it.
I think so too, absolutely. I love those pins.
I noticed there were certain items in the store that were priced appropriately for a collector. And a collector could walk in there and get a couple odds and ends for their collection at a reasonable, fair price. And I think that's important, as well as being able to go in and pick for resale. Cater to both markets, and I think they do that very well in that store.
I think so.
I wish they had more stores. They only have, what, 5?
Yeah. Whose turn it is?
Oh, it's my turn. Well, you looked those up, so you can tell us about those.
All right, so Andrew had picked out, it's not in the frame, so I gotta scooch everything over and put it. Andrew had picked out these glasses, and now they're still in the tape. I don't think I'm gonna try to get them out because they are really taped in there.
What caught my eye, now these were on the bottom shelf, and what caught my eye was the ships. There are ships on there, and then I looked, and it tells you it's from the American privateer Rattlesnake, which was a 20-gun ship sloop, 1787 to 1784. So it was a privateer ship.
I think 81 to 84.
I'm sorry, yeah, 81 to 84.
It does look like a 7 because I read it that way and I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
So 1781 to 1784 is a privateer ship, so privateer, you know, but cool. So there's 10 of them in there.
Yes, 10. So they were $1 a piece.
All exactly the same, and they were $1 a piece.
I like the color though.
That caught my eye first, but then I saw what was on them, and I went, "Oh, these would look great behind a bar."
Absolutely.
These total man cave item, absolute. So
yeah. So these, there's no examples of sold glasses on eBay at the moment. There is somebody looking, there's 4 listed and they're asking $26, but we've got 10 of them. Yeah. So I'm not sure how we want to play this.
Yeah, I mean, again,
we could break them up or we could sell them all together, but I'm thinking we could get more than $26 for them.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. I would probably do them in 2 lots, 5 and 5.
5 isn't a set though. A set would be 6 and 4.
Okay, fine. We'll do 6 and 4. Yeah, we're going to split them up into 2. We'll have a larger grouping and a smaller grouping, and that's fine. Yeah. So if somebody wants a few extra ones, there they go. So cool. Okay. It was like a cup day or something for me because these are pretty cool. Irish coffee. Oh, the reflection is
You're not going to get it.
Yes, I will. Oh, there it is. I got it. You were wrong.
And that's going to throw off the light on us.
Nope. Now we're back to normal. Okay. Irish coffee. Everybody has Irish kitchens. I'm Irish. I got Irish green on. My beard grows a little red in me, so they stood out. I thought it was cool. St. Patty's Day.
Paid $4 for them. They are worth
6 of them.
About like $3 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
There's 6 of them.
Yeah, so roughly $20, roughly. Let's see. Okay, you guys know history nerds, so I picked up a few history nerd related items and one kind of offshoot item. Oh, I know. Okay. I'm saving them. And
they're for last. Okay.
Them and then one more item after them because those are like.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
Bicentennial paperweight. It was $1. Can't help myself. I think I gotta start, Mount Vernon. Really nice little dresser tray for change on your desk, what have you.
Paid $2 for it.
That one was $2.
Are you selling it?
Yes, these will be for sale. I have an idea. New state capital, Harrisburg, which is post
early 1900s.
The early 1900s. Transferware, nice plate. It was $6, no damage. Tiny flea bite. But no major damage.
Call that a boo-boo.
Yeah. Call that, you'll never even notice it unless you look for it. But yeah, I think what I'm going to wind up doing is I'm going to put some of this stuff up because people are asking, some people like this patriotic stuff.
Yeah.
So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start selling some of it off because it's kind of piling up because I'm finding a lot of it and it's cool. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. And it was interesting. I saw this. It's just a dinky HO boxcar. Nothing super special. It's a bicentennial. But there was a kid standing there, and he was eyeballing all the trains. So I struck up a conversation with him. Like, oh, that's a really nice train there. And he goes, yeah, but it's in the wrong box. And I looked, and sure enough, he noticed it's the box for an engine, but it's got a freight car in it. So this kid was like on point with his trains, and he's rattling off engine models.
Yeah.
I mean, he couldn't have been more than maybe 9 or 10.
He was so cute, and you talked to him for like 15 minutes, all about trains.
Look, you know what? If that kid wants to learn, I'm going to stand there and talk to him and teach him.
Absolutely, it was adorable.
And obviously his parents didn't seem to have an issue with it, so...
Yeah.
So, and this one I grabbed, it's been restapled back on, but it's old stock packaging.
Is it upside down?
It is. Somebody put it in upside down, which is kind of cool. So it's my upside down caboose. But I do like trains. I've been collecting trains for a long time. My dad's been into trains for a long time. It's one of the things we do. So I'll occasionally pick them up if they're cheap enough. HO cars most of them are common as dirt. Don't spend more than about $1 or $2 a piece on them if you want them for yourself. If you're getting the locomotives, they're going to vary depending on condition and manufacturer. So don't spend a lot on HO trains. There's not a whole lot of value. HO is the scale. So HO is 1/72nd scale. So it's 1/72nd the size of an actual train. Is what it's scaled down to. And then you have O gauge, S gauge, O27, N gauge, Z gauge, G gauge, large scale. There's all the different.
Okay.
Yeah, so. And they all have different size ratios. But anyway, that's another talk for another day. These are flippin' cool. And we thought at first it was a little expensive to spend $6 a piece on these guys. But Score. Only issue I have with either one of them is this one's missing a cork, but that's an easy fix.
It is.
No questions asked. This one is called what? The Toby something or other.
That's just what they called it on eBay. It's made in Japan, but it's like a little Dutch creamer.
Yeah, and she's lusterware. She's
lusterware.
Really colorful. Normally I don't pick up lusterware because the market is kind of going to crap on that stuff. Some of it's absolutely gorgeous. I've dug a lot of it out of outhouses. It's really neat stuff. But she's cool. She sold on eBay for what, 20?
20, yeah.
Yeah, about $20. So she's worth about $20. This one is really cool. Now, I don't see the utilitarian use of it as a sugar container.
The holes are really big. It would just...
If you were to dump this...
like lots of sugar in your coffee.
This would be perfect for me then.
Yeah. Mr. 7 packs of sugar.
Listen. I don't mind having a little bit of coffee with my sugar, okay? I got to keep going somehow. You've got me going at 1,744 miles an hour constantly, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 366 days a year.
That's right.
So, but this guy, did we get a value on him?
No, I could not find one sold, but I would assume...
Probably in the same range.
Yeah,
probably in the same range. So, score $40 out of 12.
Yeah.
I like that. Last but not least, my absolute favorite pick of the day. It puts the lotion on its skin where it gets turned into a purse again. My human flesh stitched
You
purse.
can't say that. You're going to get us demonetized.
Okay, my stitched faux skin bag purse thing. I don't know. Okay, there is a maker's mark on it. It's an NT in one block. We were debating. Jocelyn thinks it's a wine bag. It's quite possible, but it's not. I don't know. It's not really insulated. It's not
It's just shaped
water.
like wine.
It's not waterproof. Like if it's spilled inside, it's clothy. I think it's more of a purse. Maybe a Halloween accessory. I really don't know. I can't find anything to match it, and I've done all kinds of Google image searches and found Ed Gein, who will learn some really weird stuff about.
Yeah, that's why I didn't bother helping you research that one, because I
serial
don't want those
killers. Yeah, no. So apparently Ed Gein would
watch what you say, because a lot of people don't probably want to hear it.
make things. out of real things, and it was really bad.
I'm cutting all of this.
Read the history first.
I'm cutting all of this.
You can't cut it.
I'm cutting all of it.
And
I'm censoring you. Censored.
Can't censor me.
You've been censored. But I love you.
I'm never coming back for another video. Oh, and by the way, I cheated on her today.
Yeah, you did.
I totally cheated on her. Shout out to Jackie and Liz, who I was hanging out with at the Goodwill bins. Two really nice ladies. So.
Yeah, he comes down. Oh, by the way, I went to the bins today. You did what? You went to the bins?
I did. And I got some good stuff. And I spent less than $15. And I walked out of there very confident in what I picked.
Next, I'm going to have to send you with a camera.
I didn't video any of it, just so you know.
Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this haul video. Don't forget to watch the shopping video from yesterday. And we will see you later. Well, you'll see them later. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you've spotted something that you just can't live without, don't worry. I've put a link to our Etsy store down in the description.